Ravens, please fire Greg Roman. Here's why. First off, I would like to say it's gotten so bad that the phrase "fire Greg Roman" is saved in my phone, and it autocorrects every time that I type in "please fire." And then, But first, let's take a deep dive into Greg Roman's history as a coach. His first offensive coordinator job was in San Francisco in 2011. In 2014, he was let go. I wonder why. He was most likely brought in because at the time he had Colin Kaepernick and Frank Gore. And they probably wanted a rushing offense, right? But during his time there, San Francisco's rushing attempts were 3rd, 7th, and 9th in the league. And their passing attempts were 31st, 32nd, and 9th. Sound familiar yet? This is something a San Francisco fan wrote. He said, "Basic football schemes are ignored way too frequently. No screens, no designed outlets, very few designed QB runs, very few halfback passes, etc. His uncanny inability to adjust to opposition during game time situations is beyond laughable." How about now? Now let's jump to Buffalo. He was hired in 2015 and fired a year later. During his tenure, the Bills had Tyrod Taylor, an above-average LaShawn McCoy, Charles Clay, and a newly drafted Sammy Watkins. They were second in rushing attempts in both years, and they were dead last in passing attempts both years. This article from BillsWire.com said, "With Roman calling the plays, Buffalo has not shown the ability to consistently convert third downs and sustain drives." Sound familiar? Does that translate to fourth down or 2-point conversions? The article also said that the fact that these players weren't put in position to consistently make plays to start the 2016 season had to fall on the shoulders of the offensive coordinator. You mean having a decent receiving core and deciding to design poor pass concepts and to run the ball? The article also said that this is not a problem of the personnel in the field. Yes, Taylor has seemingly regressed through 2 weeks, but the coach, Roman's inability to make adjustments, is a large part in the struggles. Oh, so like how he did with the 0 blitzes in Miami? Just curious. Now let's go to the Ravens. He's been here since 2019. Since then, we've been 1st and 3rd in rushing attempts. We've also been 32nd and 11th in passing attempts. If you search Greg Roman on Twitter, half the posts have the phrase "fire Greg Roman." At least, I'm not the only one, right? Before we go into pass concepts, let's talk about the 2-point conversions. First off, we'll talk about Pittsburgh. The call to go for 2 was absolutely the right call by Harbaugh. The play call by Roman, however, was not. The corners were depleted and our defense could not go back on the field. The announcers made the comment earlier in the game when Andrews dropped the ball. He said, "Oh my gosh, that's a rare drop for Mark Andrews." But he had drops all night. Why put the ball in another person's hand when Lamar can pick a hole and get 2 simple yards? In the Green Bay game, once again, the decision was to go for it. It was good, but the play call by Roman was not. If we lost the coin toss, our practice squad defense would not stop Aaron Rodgers. I'm a fan of the rolling pocket from, let's say, the 50-yard line, but a rolling pocket from 2 yards out, it shrinks the field, thus making the corner's job easier and less yards to cover. Also, 42 seconds in a timeout is so much time for one of the best quarterbacks in the game. Again, why give the ball to Andrews? Don't get me wrong, he played a heck of a game, but everyone in the whole world knew that the ball was going to Mark Andrews. Why design a play call that goes to only one person, no matter what? Again, that might be Huntley, but it might be Roman. Once again, why not give the ball to the hottest player in the field and let him pick a hole and get the 2-point conversion? Greg Roman still has no answer for the 0 blitz. Ever since the Dolphins game, he can't figure it out. It's almost like he has an uncanny inability to adjust to opposition during game time situations. And before you go to the comments say, "Oh, why don't you come up with play calls then?" I probably could, But I don't, because I am not a professional getting paid $1.5 million. The wide receiver concepts these last games have been atrocious. Maybe it's Hollywood, maybe it's Bateman, but most likely it's Greg Roman. For example, alright, here we go. First example, it is 4th and 1, and there's 11 minutes left in the first half. So, Murray's out here, so we're probably not going to run it. Stokes is covering him. So, Murray would usually be back there, so that's how you know we're not going to run with Murray. Hollywood's out here. He's matched up with him. Now we're in the power formation with... Who is that? Is Boyle over there? I think Boyle's over there. And then this is Tomlinson, one of our best blocking tight ends. So, we're probably going to make Huntley pick a hole. That's basically what we're doing. That's the play call I want, because no one can defend it. And it's like a 1% chance that they could defend it.
Who had missed the last 2 games with a knee. Huntley's going to keep and get it. First down, Ravens.
That's all we had to do, is just do that. Yeah, see, so Boyle comes over and blocks here. And that helps the blockers up there.
Who had missed the last 2 games with a knee.
So there's Boyle right there. He's going to come block. Tomlinson's going to come and block the edge. And Huntley's just going to go straight through there.
Huntley's going to keep and get it. First down, Ravens.
See, that's all we have to do in order to get 2-point conversion. It's not that far. All right, here we go. We have 4th and goal. 7 minutes left. This is on our first possession. This is where we didn't kick the field goal. And I'm fine with that. There's no way we're going to beat the Packers by just kicking field goals. But what worries me is, one, we have 4 seconds left. I don't understand why they have to wait for the clock to go down. And there's no blockers here. So it's absolutely going to be a pass. Most likely, actually. Best blocker here is probably Andrews or Bateman. But we don't have Boyle. We don't have Tomlinson. So, therefore, he can't go and pick a hole. So, let's see what happens. Alright, so looks like Bateman's doing it out. Murray's probably going to do a slant. You know what this one was? It was the QB draw. So, all of these blockers, they make a hole for Huntley to go through. So, it was supposed to be a QB draw, but what happens is he just slowly comes down in here and blocks that running lane off. So, therefore, these wide receivers are going to have to get open. Oh my god, what is happening down here? That's the play. I was looking for this all day. So, I think Duvernay was trying to do it out, and I don't know what Brown is doing. I think he knows it's supposed to be a QB draw, and that's why he's not running. That's his fault. Andrews is doing a slant, and if he can lead him back here, because Bateman's going there, corner's going to follow. If he can lead Andrews back here, then that's where it's going to be. But I don't think he sees him until it's too late.
4th down, Huntley.
Oh no, Andrews did a out. Duvernay has to. All right, there's a lot of things going on here. Let's erase some of this. Alright, so it looks like if Brown just keeps running that way, then he'll eventually get open and get separation. I don't know what Duvernay's going to do, but Andrews, if he comes over here, they can drop it back here. And drop it back here. And if Duvernay follows that way, then that might get open. But let's see what happens. Huntley's scrambling. He's going to miss, but he's going to try to get the outside so that he can't get up there. Bateman, he's not open. He's not open up there. All right, let's see what happens. So once again, why pass the ball when we can run the ball with, what is it, 4 yards? 4th and 4? I don't understand. Okay, guys, here's another example. Unfortunately, I don't have all 22. But someone else did, so I kind of stole it from them. So what's gonna happen is Duvernay's gonna try to fake the jet sweep and go back here. He's gonna come and block that. So that is, you can't do that. Andrews is gonna block, so that eliminates a player. Murray is gonna come up, and if there's no one to block, he's gonna go out here, and then Hollywood and Bateman are gonna intersect right here. Not checking. Boom. So they're gonna run into each other, and that allows them. That makes them not. You can't throw the ball to them. That's what I'm saying. So let's see how many guys Huntley has the ball to throw on this play. We have 1 Duvernay, 2 Murray, 3 Bateman, 4 Hollywood. All right. Let's see how many people he can actually throw to. Not him, because that defender can just jump that route. Not him, because he'll get tackled for loss with that guy. And none of these two, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, Green Bay in that area, and 2 of us. So if you put that ball anywhere up here, they can all just swarm to the ball and intercept it. So as a quarterback, I don't know what you do. I hope I'm in frame, because if I'm not, that sucks. Oh no. Here we go. So let's go on with the play a little bit. I also forgot to put this. So I think someone messed up their route. Actually, no, I don't think someone messed up their route. You know why? Because this is the same play call as a couple weeks ago versus the Steelers. So I think Andrews was supposed to block and then go up and fill that gap. And that's so wide open because he didn't, because he was blocking this guy, because our blockers can't do a thing. And that's why that safety should have been over there, thus leaving 3 safeties. Amos should have been up here covering that route, but he got dropped back. So there we go. There's only 2 people here. Hollywood would be back here. Bateman would be back here. So Hollywood might have gotten open, or Andrews, if Andrews ran. But since our blockers can't block, he can't. Another thing. I want to know what's going through Huntley's mind right here. Why can't Greg Roman call a good place for me? That's his question. So, so he can't throw it here. Can't throw it here. Can't throw it here. Okay? That guy's here. The contain, there is no contain. The contain on this side is Smith or this guy. And this guy is going to try to come inside. So why can't Huntley tell Duvernay to block that guy, right? And Huntley run it outside and up the sideline for a touchdown. Of course, Amos would have probably shot there and tried to get him. But I have a feeling that Huntley could have made a miss right about here and went in. And then this guy, his hips are turned, so he would have to come here. And by the time he realizes Huntley's going that way, he would come and he would make it that way. So he would be way too late. So why couldn't Huntley run out there or just shot that gap and went there? Because there are no contains. Finally, I tweeted this out Sunday and I stick by it. If Greg Roman is fired next year, then we will go to the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, I don't think it'll happen because John Harbaugh is just too loyal to his coaches. Even though T. Martin would make a much better offense coordinator, it's most likely not going to happen. Please, I finally say, please fire Greg Roman.